Hi, I'm Elena Tochilina. I'm expert in Social Entrepreneurs International Academy. I have a background in as a trainer and a mentor to social enterprises as well as traditional businesses for over 10 years. My areas of expertise are marketing, scaling up businesses to the new markets, branding, as well as facilitation of group dialogue and communication. I have co-authored a number of incubators and accelerators of trainings and programs for social enterprises in Ukraine, as well as with international communities of social enterprises. And I'm happy to present my experience and my knowledge to you in this program. Let us start with the core idea of my talk to you, of my training to you. And this is the core idea is that if you are a social business, then perhaps you would need to know how to scale up because you are so eager to grow with your social impact. And if you are watching this video, then perhaps you're a mature startup or a young social, small social business. And for any of such startups or young social businesses, it's important to get the understanding on how to get more profit, how to get better functioning business, and how to reach higher impact through your activity. And this is exactly what we are going to look at. So, what do you want to achieve through your activity? This is your mission. This is why your business was founded. And this is what defines you in the world of business, because traditional businesses quite often go look for a mission after they have been functioning on the market for 5 or sometimes even 10 years. It happens a lot, at least in my country. But here, with your founding mission to influence the world in a positive way, to make a world a better place, you already have it embedded in your activity. So let's define your mission. This is how you're going to impact the world. And you can do it as a social business in 3 ways. Either your product or service is making a positive social impact, or your team includes you are hiring people from vulnerable groups of society, and this is how you are making this positive social impact. Or some part of your net income is going to a fund or an NGO activity, and this is how you're impacting. Or sometimes, and quite often, social enterprises are combining the 3 in order to get higher value in terms of their social impact. And your business, let's think about your business. Of course, it has some certain operational needs. It wants to scale up, so it wants to grow. Of course, you would want to provide high quality services or products or both. And your business needs to be profitable to stand on the ground. And this is your kind of how you are different from the activities of purely social initiatives. And your team needs to be happy. You need to keep your team happy so that they go on with you. And let's speak about scaling up social impact. So I'm sure you will find on the platform a deeper understanding and explanation of the theory of change, which underlies the spreading, the scaling up of the social impact. But here in this video, I just want you to think about the questions. What kind of impact do you already make already in that stage of development of your social enterprise where you are right now? What kind of impact you already make? And have you already thought of scaling that impact? And how are you going to do that? Do you see that more people from vulnerable groups would be involved, or would you have more of your positive social product produced? Or maybe you would have better and more changes in the society made. Well, according to the theory of change, It's the changes which you produce. This is the product of your activity, not just actions, not just operational activity, but this is like looking further up into the future and seeing how the world has changed. This is what you are actually striving to get. So let's make a small practical exercise right now. You would need a quiet place for yourself, or if you're together with a team, then with a team. You might want to stop the video after I give the instructions. So let's go through it first together. You would need to find a quiet place, and you would need to close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and then set your imagination free. And imagine the world as a better place after your activities have been done for several years, 5, 10 years, and you have been a successful social entrepreneur. What changes do you see in your community, in your country, and in the world? How would you like the world to be? And where do you see the biggest benefit from your actions as a social entrepreneur? This is a little practical exercise. You might want to stop the video now and do it. And meanwhile, we will go on. So, if you have figured out what kind of impact you want to achieve, those positive changes in a few years of your activity, it's very important in order to get to that stage, to that level of successful accomplishment of your social mission. It's very important right now when you are just growing as a social business to think about this quite often disproportions in the approach which social entrepreneurs are applying. I have seen many startups in social area and in traditional businesses, and I saw that all of social entrepreneurs, they want to achieve higher impact, and if they have too much social mission and too little business, then they fall prematurely too early and they cannot fulfill their operations. So these are like two pillars of your activity, and you always need to mind about two of them. And I would even I will place this focus throughout this little training which we're having now on business, because you will see this correlation between how your business grows and how your social impact grows. So if you have too much social mission and too little business, then your business has low income, and or you might even be working to loss. You might not have enough tempo, enough rhyme, the pace of growing of your business operations. And you might have quite often rotations in the team because the team is not happy, they don't have enough time, they have to work excessive hours, and you might not have enough financial resources to keep them happy, to keep up their enthusiasm. And there might even be guilt within the team for not delivering the social value, and that I have witnessed as well in early social business startups. And you want to avoid that. You want to avoid your team being overstressed. And of course, as a result, you would have too low impact, because if your business doesn't grow, you don't produce that much social value. I hope I have managed to give you an overview of how important it is at this stage of your development to grow as a business. And in order to think about the business, I want to show you, it's a traditional approach. This has not been applied to social businesses, but I want you right now, it's like you are wearing two hats, social and business, or an entrepreneur. And I want you to get into the entrepreneur's thinking right now. And I will describe this growth model from Martin Neumeier. Martin Neumeier is one of the coolest marketing experts in the world, and he wrote that book about ZAG. It's called ZAG: How Businesses Can Grow. And basically, this zag, it means that when everybody does zig, you do zag. Like you find something different. You distinguish yourself in between other businesses when you want to grow. And I didn't. Uh, I'm going to put more emphasis on the growth model rather than this ZAG idea, because social entrepreneurs already have the ZAG. You already have your mission embedded. You already differ from traditional businesses. So, what you need is to understand how you can grow as a business. So, this Martin Neumeier, he developed an idea of scissors, paper, and rock growth model. And that's children's game in many countries. So like scissors, paper, and rock. And basically scissors, they cut the paper, and the rock can beat the scissors, and paper can cover the rock. So this is like a game which children play. And he applied this game to explaining how the businesses can grow. Let's go through these stages of development of businesses one by one. So the first step, the first stage of business development, that's he calls it scissors, and this is when a company has a very sharp focus. So they have a very direct focus on one niche, one market, one target audience. If they are successful, if they want to be successful, because if on the very first stage they spread their attention too much, oh, I want to do this and I want to do that, I have so many products in mind and I want to start them all at the same time, then this focus is lost. So it's good to have one focus, to have one target audience with whom you can start your business. You can also think about early adopters model. This is like innovators who would grasp the idea behind your product, who would be your devoted followers, and then you would spread to early adopters, like a higher level, and then you would go to the critical mass of customers in one niche. So you provide one service, one product, and people are happy with it, and then you make yourself a good name, and then you move to another phase. This is a rock. So when scissors company, small business, becomes successful and keeps on growing, then a rock company appears, and this is a medium-sized organization, medium-sized company, which has less and less focus, because you already have established your name in the market, and you start thinking about other brands that you want to develop, other products or services. And this is when we we start seeing, like, the initial idea becomes spread around the market and new products appear. And if you would, when you are in this stage, you would start asking yourself, like, what worked for me in the recent years and how can I grow based on this foundation. And this is when you are entering new markets, when you can get involved some higher rank experts, and you can even think of purchasing the recent competitors who remain in the first stage of development. And paper, this is like we're speaking about big corps, about bigger companies, maybe even transnational companies. And this is a stage where not everybody is developing to, but some do. And if I think of a social enterprise, which could give a good example of that, it would be Carmine Bank, established by Mohammed Yunus, a Palestinian social entrepreneur, and he is also a Nobel Prize winner for his social enterprise efforts. He wrote many books, and you can find more information about him in the materials if you want to look into that. So yeah, this is like the business growth cycle, and these arrows, they show this unstable phase. So when the scissors become focused and they have established their name, and then the growth problem comes in, and they really need to expand by having new products on the market. Otherwise they would not have enough energy to breathe. They wouldn't have enough cash flow to breathe, and the same happens with other stages. So this is it about this kids game applied to the business. And let's go into the practical exercise.